Hello, hi, and welcome. Hi, you guys. I'm Gabrielle Reyes. Today, as you can tell, I'm not in my kitchen. I'm not really cooking anything today. I kind of just wanted to sit down and talk about One Great Vegan and how it came to be, and a little bit about me and what I do when I'm not making food or, making videos like this. So the first thing is I wanted to talk about One Great Vegan and exactly how it came to be and why it is what it is and what it is. So when I was living in New York, I was doing a show off Broadway. I'm an actor. I've been an actor my entire life. I mean, from the jump. I've always been a singer. My parents put me in church, and so I started off as singing, and then it kind of just grew into performance, and then I ended up going to high school where there was an awesome performing arts program. And then we went to all these competitions, it was crazy, and then I ended up going to college for performance. I originally wanted to go for musical theater, but then I switched over to acting. And then a few years later, I find myself in New York. I was doing a show in Dallas, at Dallas Theater Center, that eventually went out to New York, and they had this program with Playwrights Horizons, and it was an incredible opportunity because, I was young. This was my first year really performing outside of school, outside of education. And so it was an incredible opportunity. And so when I was there, I decided, why not make the most out of this opportunity and start a vegan blog, ? Is that what this is? I don't know. So I didn't really know what it was. But my lovely fiance and love of my life and best friend in the entire freaking world, Ace Anderson, made this beautiful graphic design for me, and it said One Great Vegan. We kind of went back and forth about what it would be called. I think at one point we were going to call it VGAB. Yeah, VGAB. Very cool, right? Well, we settled on One Great Vegan, and he did this incredible design, which you all see. And the GR in great actually stands for Gabrielle Reyes Eats, and that was the idea behind it. That's kind of how One Great Vegan started. It started off as Ace giving me this design, and then I kind of ran with it. And eventually one of my friends at Dallas Theater Center was having a baby shower and asked me to cater it. And then eventually someone asked me to do meal prep, and then somebody eventually asked me to do videos. And so here we are today making videos, doing meal prep, catering, and trying to live my best life. I practice intermittent fasting as a lifestyle as well as veganism. I have found that if I stick to eating only 8 or 6 hours out of the day, I feel my most incredible self. I feel like I am truly always awake. My skin looks so much better if I'm intermittent fasting. My body feels lighter. I just feel incredible. And if you don't know anything about intermittent fasting, don't worry, I didn't either, but I went on YouTube and I watched some videos, and basically the concept is you intake food for 6 to 8 hours, depending on whatever you can do, whatever you're used to. I suggest people start off in the first week at 8 hours, and you eat during that 8 hours. So for me, I wake up, I drink some kombucha in the morning because I am obsessed with kombucha. I drink it every day. I hope that's okay. But so I wake up, I drink kombucha, and then around 12 or 1, I'll make a huge meal. And that's why I can make these decadent, delicious vegan meals, because I'm only eating 1 or 2 big meals out of the day to get the amount of caloric intake that I need. And so I get to make these feasts, and it's awesome, and they're always colorful, and I love eating my first meal out of the day. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So I'll eat this huge meal. It'll probably be around 1,000 calories for the entire meal, honestly. And then basically I'll go throughout the rest of the day, and I'll either have a smoothie or a snack or something to hold me over and to fill my body. So basically what you're doing when you're eating like this is you are allowing your body to only intake what it needs to. You're not overeating anymore. So there's no need for snacking late at night. That gets rid of that. It gets rid of stuffing yourself in the morning if you don't need breakfast. It really trains your body and your mind into recognizing, oh wait, I don't need to eat on top of the dinner that I had a few hours ago. I'm fine. I'll be fine until tomorrow. So that's what I love about it. I mean, I've lost crazy amounts of weight. My skin has gotten so much better. And I personally believe my skin was good from me eating vegan already, but it is taken to a next level with intermittent fasting. Typically, that's what I do during the day, and that's kept me healthy. And I have a secret for you guys. I don't work out. I'm really bad about going to the gym, and what's beautiful about eating plant-based and being part of the intermittent fasting and being in that groove of intermittent fasting is that I don't feel like I need to work out. I really don't. I feel so fit, and I feel lean and strong, and I feel nourished, and I feel just ready for whatever happens. And so I honestly don't go to the gym. Some people ask me a lot of the time, what's your workout routine and what do you do to stay fit? And honestly, it's all in the kitchen. If you're eating whole foods, if you're eating mostly raw fruits and vegetables and just eating a lot of fibers and just enough that you need for the day, you will see your body transform the way that it needs to. So that's personally what I love about intermittent fasting and what I do to keep myself in shape and to keep my skin nice and to keep me feeling the most best me I can be. The next thing that a lot of people ask me about is about my skincare and what do I do. So I've always had decent skin, to be honest. Before I was vegan, I had pretty bad acne. I had acne all up in here, and you're like, oh, this is normal. I just have acne. But it's not normal. You shouldn't be having pimples and acne and pus and things like that coming out of your skin. If you nourish your body and drink water and do the things that you need to do that will heal your body, it will show on your skin. And I 100% am a huge believer in that. I mean, I've seen it with my fiance, I've seen it with my friends who have gone vegan, even people who just incorporate 1 week of veganism. They can see the changes and what happens to them. So that's what I mainly do to keep my skin really glowing. And you know, that's kind of my saying, get your glow on, because once you're eating foods that nourish your body, you're going to feel like you glow. It's crazy, but you are, once you settle into that and recognize that you not only are eating to heal yourself, but you're eating to thrive, and you are eating to make the world a better place. And by you choosing to eat plant-based, you are making the world a better place. Ain't that crazy? It's beautiful, because at the end of the day, if you recognize that we are all one, right? The animals and the plants and, you know, the people at your job and the president and, you know, all of these people who we have loved and hated, we are all just beings. We are all just existing and trying to do our best. So I have this motto that I always keep with me, that I've always kept, and it's really incredible, especially being an artist, to keep this as my heartbeat, you know, keep this as something that keeps me going. It is, I am who I am. I have every right to be here, and I have nothing to prove. Locking that in and understanding why I'm eating vegan, it was life-changing. It really did. It took my life to the next level, and I could not be happier. To go back to what I was saying earlier about my skincare routine, what I use, I actually brought some of my things that I use. I use this brand every day. I spray it on my face, and it's Alafia. I believe that's how you pronounce it. You can get this at Target or Whole Foods or anywhere pretty much that sells like health foods or anything that's like natural skincare. You can get this. And then for my deodorant and face wash, I use this brand called No Tox Botanical. They're so sweet. It's a mother and daughter company, and they're based in Los Angeles, and they are so kind, and it is incredible to watch their business just blossom and grow and just take over the world. And I love it because they are going zero waste, they are extremely friendly, and they will just work with you, and their products are incredible. I use their charcoal face wash, and I use it with a sponge. It's a cognac sponge, I believe it's what it's called. And basically it's this Japanese sponge that I got at Ulta, I believe. And it's hard when you first get it, but then once you put water on it, it becomes soft, and it's a great way to exfoliate your skin. So I'll do that every night, and then in the morning I put this on, and it gives my skin a nice hydration. I think it gives me a nice natural glow. And then what I'll do is I use a little bit of eyebrow filler, and that's it. I don't wear makeup because I believe that my skin needs to breathe and that my skin was created to breathe, and I believe that if I keep nourishing my body and eating the right things, that I'm not going to have to wear makeup. So it was scary at first. It was really intimidating, you know, especially being an actor, and there's certain ways that you're supposed to look. You know, that's what some people say going into auditions. And I remember my first audition not wearing makeup. It was such a surreal moment. It sounds really like it's so much bigger of a deal, but it was for me, because it was telling myself that I am enough and that I am beautiful enough and that I don't need that to cover up and to apologize for who I was. So that's why I don't wear makeup anymore, and it has been bomb, you guys. Give it a try. I'm a big fan of no makeup, just like letting the skin go and just getting your glow on. Next thing that a lot of people ask me all the time is, what are the keys to staying vegan and maintaining a vegan diet? And I think it's simple, personally, because I think at the end of the day, you just need to learn how to make some good food. You just need to spend a little time in the kitchen and figuring out what's that one dish that's so good that it's 100% worth making a vegan food. You know, for some people they got this one cheese recipe that they're obsessed with and they bring to every party. For me, I love my mac and cheese. I mean, that'll keep me vegan. I think that'll turn some people vegan after this mac and cheese. And so I think it's about staying in the kitchen and like really just experimenting and trying out things. And if you're not a chef, that's okay. It really is okay. There are tons of ways to get fast food that's not fast food. You know, the typical standard American diet fast food. You know, there's Chipotle. Basically anywhere that you can make Mexican food, you can eat vegan. And Mediterranean is incredible when eating out. Most of their foods can be vegetarian and thus can be vegan. So I would check out, if you're struggling with where should I eat or what should I do when I'm out to eat, look at Chipotle. Chipotle will always be your go-to meal. And then Mediterranean and any Mexican spot. And I mean, there's always French fries. Let's be real and let's call it like it is. Another key to staying vegan is just educating yourself, you know, other than just cooking, being mindful of why people are going vegan and what it means to go vegan and what it means to eat plant-based. Kind of finding out why you should stay with it, whether that's for the animals or whether that's because you want to lose a ton of weight or because you see how it's affecting the economy and how people are being marginalized because of the meat industry. And or if you just want to make a change and a switch and just incredibly change your life to such higher places than it could ever be before, then give veganism a try, give eating plant-based a try. You know, eating vegan isn't for everyone, but eating plants is. We can all agree that eating fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables, eating colorful is good for you and it can heal you. So that's why I think I stay vegan, is because I know that what I'm eating is constantly healing me and constantly truly nourishing me to be a better artist, to be a better performer, to be a better chef, and ultimately to be a better person in this world. How did I become vegan? I went to college and I actually broke up with a boyfriend. Well, he broke up with me, for being 100%. He broke up with me and my heart was so crushed and I was lost. I didn't know what I was doing. This was in the very first week or two of college. I mean, how earth-shattering was that as a 18-year-old going to this whole new thing, thinking I had confidence in this one person, but that's high school relationships for you. And we broke up and I gained weight. I gained about 15 to 20 pounds, just I think from using my sadness as a means of controlling what I ate, and just kind of poured all of my depression and any kind of insecurities I had about myself into my food, and eventually that turned into bulimia, which is something I don't talk about a lot. I don't think it's something that I need to broadcast, But there was a point in my life where I was bulimic, and I think it was the pressure from, you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way to succeed. And it was also knowing that I wasn't putting good things in my body. You know, I was eating a standard American diet, which consisted of plenty of animal proteins and, you know, animal carbs and all these things that were derived from animals that I shouldn't have been putting in my body. And I remember I was severely bulimic. I had just had a episode a few days before, and then there was a tailgate party that my parents were throwing, and I binged on all of these horrible foods, you know, chicken wings and queso and all these things that I knew were hurting me. And I remember going to bed feeling guilty as ever, and I knew that I was going to spiral again into the disorder, into, you know, looking at myself in a negative light. And I woke up the next morning, and I don't know if it was God or the universe or just the heavens above. I don't know who it was, or the vegan gods, whatever, but something told me to go vegan. Something tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, go vegan, do it, don't ask questions. And I've been vegan ever since. I've never looked back. I just dove into loving and learning and leaning into what it means to be vegan. And I'm not even kidding you, I spent the whole next 2 days watching so many vegan documentaries. I believe I watched Forks Over Knives, which is a great documentary to watch, Cowspiracy. I actually watched a anti-vegetarian documentary too, because I think it was important for me to get both sides of the story. I don't want to just dive into something with my own single mindset. I want to be open to all these other experiences. And so I saw the pros and cons of everything, and I decided I was going to be vegan. And I had no idea what that meant. I didn't know butter wasn't vegan. I really had no idea where butter came from. No idea where butter came from. That's like a standard thing that you know. But I wasn't a chef. I wasn't cooking. I had knowledge of how to make food because I was raised in an environment where we did cook. We didn't eat out a lot. You know, my mom was Haitian and my dad was part Puerto Rican, and we had all this influence for our foods, but I wasn't making the food. So when I went vegan, I said, well, I gotta figure this out. I'm in Norman, Oklahoma. What am I gonna do? And so I just got in the kitchen. Like I was saying earlier, I got in the kitchen and I just started with some onions and oil and made something. I think the first thing I made was some like curry tofu thing. And I don't even eat tofu anymore. I'm not a fan of tofu personally anymore. But yeah, so it kind of just started from a place of necessity and I need help. I am dying. Ultimately, I was killing myself with my mentality, with the foods that I was eating. I could see myself becoming this human being and this artist that I wasn't going to want to become. And the second I made that switch and realized in my mind that I am going to be healing myself from this day forward, my life changed. I mean, I started getting the jobs that I wanted to get, started booking the roles that I wanted to get, and I started having this drive and this passion about going out there and getting whatever I want. And ultimately, that led me to moving to Dallas with the confidence that I carried from being vegan and losing the weight and becoming strong and feeling good inside of my body. That ultimately led me to working at Dallas Theater Center, which is my home theater and has given me so many opportunities. And ultimately that led me to meeting my fiance. Ultimately, being vegan and eating healthy would lead to me falling in love with the most incredible human in the world. If you take anything away from this, if you didn't really know who I was, if you knew nothing about what it meant to eat vegan, to eat plant-based, to even attempt veganism, I think ultimately try it, give it a go, see what happens, because ultimately the worst thing that can happen is that you get healthier and that you feel your body heal itself. And yeah, I will see you all next time, and I'll be cooking up something oh so delicious, as I always do. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.